I know I'm like a broken record here, but this relationship with God, guys, I'm back to say, don't play around with it, man. I can't get over my Muslim guy, the Muslim pastor Menk. He said, take your prayer time seriously. Let me tell you, don't play with your appointments with God, your alone times with God. Your girl is still running in the dark to her tree to say, God, what do you have to say to me? And I promise you guys, every time I go there, he will figure out some glimmer to let me know that he's with me. So this morning, there was a picture of my daughter, Julie, that says, depend on God, right? Which was my high five from him, because yesterday, my son Joshie called me from Nigeria, guys, to have an appointment with God with him. And that was the message from God, depend on him. You guys hear me? He wants us to depend on him. This life is too hard to do on our own, guys. Seriously, it's too hard. It's too hard. It's too hard. So that message from Joshie from yesterday, I got goosebumps all over from our Jesus Calling devotional for kids and God. It is written as if God is speaking to us. And he says, depend on me. Don't try to go it alone. I have the perfect plan for your life. Let my strength make you strong, and let my wisdom lead the way. So let me tell you what that means in my life right now. I told you guys I'm tackling this family business, and it's only God's strength that I can go in there and I can say, yes, I have the courage to do this business, you know? So your girl goes in there, hubby's in Nigeria, and I have to figure out everything on my own, even though he said we're going to do it together. Hubby is so busy doing other things that, you know, the wifey is here trying to figure it out herself. And God keeps telling me that he is my partner. Not just telling me, guys, showing me that he is my partner in this. I told you guys I lost a bank. And it was just a glimmer of the bank rep name that showed up when I was looking for a title. And then hours later, that same name that showed up, Align, you know, showed up on a title. Hours before Align called me and said, Nick, I don't know. I want to be the first one to tell you that our bank took you guys back. This is after they cut off so many deals. They said, you're the first one in Florida for them to approve. And God gave me that little wink, guys. I have goosebumps. God gave me that wink to say, Nick, I'm with you. You know, because even the spelling of the name and everything was no coincidence, guys. It's God making me aware of his presence. Because I was calling that bank rec for weeks, saying, please help me to get re-signed with your bank, you know, because that's my family hustle. We buy cars to sell and people finance them. So without banks, guys, I'm in a bad position. So it was a bank. It was another relationship that I lost, that I have a friend that he's, you know, I call him my brother now because of the way he went through for me. He said, Nikki, I didn't want to discourage you, but I was really surprised that they opened you back up again, you know? So every aspect of my life, this business, God said, give it to me. Everything, that I'm your partner in this business, Nick. You know, so what I have as our motto is that we just show up every day. We give our best, our utmost best, and we leave the rest with God. You guys hear me? That God is at work in the spiritual realm on our behalf. You know, you see the sign here? Be still and know that I am God. We are not handling our lives alone. We can be still and know that God is at work in the spiritual realm on our behalf. So don't miss out. So the strength that I have, the courage to say, yes, I can take on this dealer. And the wisdom, I can't get over how he told me specifically, do not sell a car to this specific person. You know, and the thing is, God knows the future. He knows the best decision for us to make in every moment. So that's why it's so important to have these alone times with him, so you can get close to him and have that connection, so you can know what he's saying to you on a moment by moment basis, guys. Do you guys hear me? We can hear from God on a moment by moment basis, but we have to take our relationship with him seriously. Okay, guys? We have to be very disciplined. Wake up every day and say, God, what do you have to say to me? I have to carry words of wisdom. Those biblical principles and values from the Bible, that's what we need. That's the food we need for our lives, guys, so we can make good decisions. You know, I was talking to somebody and they told me about a mistake that they made, and they over-ordered stuff. And I said, did you have a conversation with God before you ordered those things? Did you sit and pause and say, God, what is your perspective here? Let me tell you all my mistakes and failings. That's what it's taught me, guys, to involve God. You see what he said? Depend on me. Don't try to live your life without God, guys. He has the perfect plan for us. He said, let my strength make you strong, and let my wisdom lead the way. Okay, guys? So don't miss out, you know. I got to go to work now. And, you know, I was talking to a gentleman who came yesterday, and it just blew me away. Like everything that my brother Kevin has been teaching me, he came in to repeat. And he's coming from a perspective of seeing like 300, 400 dealers, what's going on with them, and advising me exactly what Kevin has been advising me, guys. And so I said, Kevin, you know this is just godly wisdom that's coming through you to help me. So can you imagine that God would have this brother Kevin just advising me and telling me, Nick, this is the way to go? You know, so God is very, very talkative guy. He'll find all sorts of different ways to speak to us. But you have to learn to listen to him in your spirit. And once you get to know his voice, you'll know when the devil is speaking to you, and you will know when God is speaking to you. Like yesterday, I can't get over a car that we sold. And, you know, I'm always on the internet telling all these people, giving advice about telling people to leave relationships. And I'm always there preaching. I say, when you have children, your decisions change. It's not about going seeking for happiness. And I get really upset, you know, guys. I get really upset at people telling other people to leave. I say, when you have children, you make different decisions. Can you believe I'm sitting down, closing the deal with the customer? He looks at me. He said, look, my mom, she's with me. I went through a bad time, but my mom is stuck with me. And he said, when you have children, you make different decisions. Honestly, guys. I'm like, how are you saying that to me? He doesn't have any kids, you know. It's just his experience with his mom and how his mom is stuck with him. So I took that as a direct message from God, guys, that when we have children, we make different decisions. It's not about our happiness anymore, guys. It's what is best for our families, what is best for our children. I tell my son, Joshie, I'm running every day to this tree for him, because I got to stay strong. I have to train myself like an athlete just to show up as the best mom for them. Like even they're in Nigeria now. I'm calling from here in the US to tell my husband in Nigeria, like, please make sure. And Emmy is freaking out. He's so angry at me right now. My 15-year-old son. He say, Mommy, how could you be in America trying to direct us over here? I say, because I'm a super mom and that's how I do. So guys, let's just be these super moms, these super people on behalf of God. We're here to represent him and reflect him. And just walk with him, representing him. And I promise you, as you do this, as you show up with God, just giving your best, I promise you, the blessings will chase you down. Even that conversation with that guy yesterday, you know, is a Bible story where Jesus was able to feed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread. And I said, that's the God who I'm rolling with. He will take my little and he will give me more than I could ever ask or imagine. And that's been my experience with him, guys. And I don't want you guys to miss out. Okay? So every day, God, bring us closer to you. Okay? Don't miss out. The best life with God. Peace.